Hello, everyone. I got a special today. Well, yeah, kind of like my birthday. Oh, I gotta pull up a seat. I've been on my feet way too long today. Well, not that long, but one knee's bugging me real bad. Anyway, so a couple weeks ago, I was watching a live feed from Bellhopper, and I asked him if anybody had any old McCulloch chainsaws. Been looking for one. Oh, I love these old saws, the old chainsaws. Grew up with, grew up with the old stuff. Loved the old stuff, and just I grew up, my dad and grandpa, all them had, old home lights and old Huskies. Uh, Never been around a McCulloch. I'd never been around them. Hear a lot of good things about them. Thought, well, I need to try one. Well, I need to find one first. So anyway, I was on a live feed, did a little, ask a little question if anybody knew who had any, and actually I was looking for like a 1010 or something, the common, the common stuff. Anyway, this fella, Brian Gray, he chimed in and says, I got a few. Some need some work, like everything else does. I didn't mind. I got an old XL home light. I just loved it to death. A little tiny little, wow, it's not tiny, but nice little saw. I love that thing. It's a cracky little thing. It'll cut down anything. And it'll run circles around my steel. Well, my small steel, a 60, whatever it is, 60 something. Then I ended up buying I just bought a 661, 36-inch bar on it. I didn't really want a 36. I don't know. Could have put a 30 on it, I guess. I kind of wanted more like a 32. Anyway, that's what I had on. It was a 36. Whatever. It's always, it was already put together like that, so I bought it like that. It's probably a little too big for a 30-inch bar. Probably been fine. But anyway, that's beside the point. Anyway, so I kind of wanted this something a little older, bigger CC, at least an 80 cc, 90 cc saw. Anyway, so Brian, he chimed in, yeah, I got a few. So we chit-chatted a little bit there, started emailing, and we got in touch, and I ended up picking up a McCulloch 153. Worked out a deal. He shipped her to me, arrived just fine. When I got it here out of the box, I brought her out here, squirted a little fuel in it, and I put a little fuel in the tank, and tried to get her going. Just didn't quite want to do her on her own. Give her a little squirt of prime, and it would kind of run a little bit. Now, Brian, he said, beforehand, it's probably going to need a carb kit or something, it's going to need something. And that's fine. I needed something. Well, not that I need something to tinker on. If you can look at this disaster behind me, I could just clean the garage. That'd be work enough. But anyway, it's beside the point. So don't worry about any of this. Someday this will all get done. Car on jacks. Don't even get me started. But so I got this little saw, gave her a little squirt of prime. It tried to run. I mean, it really wanted to run. It popped and fired and kind of chugged her a little bit. It smoked like hell. It was bad. So I knew it was going to need carb kit. All right, so I pulled the carb off quick and opened it up. And diaphragm had a lot of sand and grit. Stuff was getting through. I mean, there's a screen down the bottom of it. And how it got through there, I don't know if it was just in the, I have no idea. Anyway, so I thought, well, I'm going to clean out the fuel tank. Or look in there, change filter. that fuel tank was just had a bunch of nasty junk in it. That was horrible. I don't know why. Anyway, so I pulled the tank off. I was like, oh, I'm going to pull that whole thing off. Or pulled the front cover off. So I could look in there. And once I did that, then I started looking at the rest of the saw, and there's the flywheel side seal. It was leaking a little, and what else was leaking on it? It was just kind of a little mess. It was a good looking saw for 1962, 63. I don't know what kind of late in the serial number. So later in production, I don't know how 64. I don't know. Old, not old for a saw. Anyway, so it was a little challenging to find parts. I ended up making all the gaskets, the seals, crank seals. You couldn't get them. Nobody had them. Of course, they don't make saw anymore, so I get it. It's not going to be the easiest thing to find. So you source everything. Just did some measuring, figured out what I needed, got some seals, and figured out some points and put a condenser. Anyway, I just went through the saw, cleaned her all up, freshened her up. The cylinder looked really, really good. Wrist pin might have been just a pinch on the loose side, maybe, but I didn't even know if I could get the thing to run or not. So I didn't know how much money I was going to put into it and effort, if it was just going to be a parts machine, for the next build. So I said, well, I cleaned her up real good, and anyway, that fuel tank, the cap on it had, at the bottom of it, once I cleaned all that calcium, whatever, rust stuff, I have no idea what it was. It actually ate through the bottom of that aluminum or magnesium, probably aluminum casting. It had two pretty good sized pinholes. One's a pinhole, and the other one was, probably a 16th inch diameter hole, or maybe a little bigger. Anyway, I JB cleaned all that up. JB welded that. That should last just as long as the saw ever will. Anyway, so I cleaned her up real good, put her back together, kind of gave everything a little coat of paint, just kind of preserve a little bit. It didn't turn out great, but it's been raining for the last week. So all the poof can paint, it don't like humidity, and it's been really humid here the last few days. It's just been not real hot, but just a miserable humid time. Anyway, so I gave her a little quick paint job. It didn't turn out great, but I don't care what it really looks like. It just kind of halfway preserves it. And I'm going to use a saw. It's not going to be hanging on the wall. It's not going to be an ornament. It's going to get put in some wood, and it's going to get used again. So anyway, between Brian Gray on YouTube, Bellhopper, and the Iron Horse, and we can't forget Buck and Billy. Yeah, we gotta acknowledge those four. Without them guys, pretty tough to do any of this stuff anymore on your own, especially my age. I haven't been around it enough to know the industry. I'm just a heavy equipment mechanic and truck driver now, or heavy equipment hauler, kind of jack all trades a little bit, but love these old vintage saws. Love the old saws. Anyway, so this was a treat. So, Brian, this is for you. Look at this old baby. Look at that. Turned out pretty good, all considered. With me doing it, it turned out pretty good. It was mostly all there. I don't have a bar on it yet. We'll get to that in a minute. But let's see if this thing will start first before I talk about it. Because that's what matters. Does it run? Does it run? Maybe. Ooh. not too bad for a cold saw. I'll show you where I had to JB weld that. Well, I didn't have to, but if it'll focus on it, right there, this little corner here. But what do you think of her, Brian? Huh? What do you think of that? It's pretty sharp, isn't it? Still needs, sorry about that. Still needs a few little things, but got a screw that fell out, put it back in. But other than that, oh, and the bar. So the only spare bigger bar that I have, I thought was gonna work fine. Look at this old vintage McCulloch. Oh, I got this thing. This place, when we moved into this place, old Lyle, he burned a lot of wood that he heated the place with. Still has the old long wood furnace in the house, the long wood stove. Man, that thing is great. Dual fuel. But anyway, this old McCulloch, I gotta get it this way so you can read it. So it's a 20-inch bar. Yeah, 20-inch bar. Let's see if we can get this thing to, where are you at here? Focus on that. Ain't gonna focus. Now, look at that tooth right there. Look at that. It's never, ever been sharpened. Never. Look at that. And that is, I mean, look at the look at that top plate on that. Look how long it is. It's just crazy. Just crazy. What I got over here? You got some little smaller. There might be like a 18 there, another 18 here, you know, comparatively speaking. You know, the 20-inch chain, you know, 3/8 right here. I think it's 50 gauge, but look at what this is today's chain, and this was so. This would have been. So I thought this was gonna fit, right? Just to see, just because I kind of wanted to put old McCulloch back together. This has got a 5/16 hole, not 3/8. So it won't fit on it. But either way, I wouldn't be out. I wouldn't be out today anyway because it's been raining all day. Everything's so dang wet and nasty. Not nasty. It's just a nice. It's a nice rainy day. All right, nice day to be in the garage, shop, whatever. It's not too hot, not too cold, just right. Just rainy, but so oh yeah, I gotta get I'll show you this little thing here. So the plate, when all I did was just wipe it off, and whatever I was using for, I think I just used glass cleaner on this, just to kind of wipe it off. I scraped it off the top plate, you know. It was kind of already loose, so I just, you know, real easy popped it off the air filter cover. But anyway. Yeah, 153. So I clear coated it so it wouldn't get so it wouldn't dole out anymore. Anyway, I gotta glue that back on there. But other than that, so I'll get one of my other bars, see if I can get it put on there. Get the thing in some wood. Get it in some wood and see if it'll actually pull the chain or not. That'd be the next thing. So I'll make another video of that. But anyway, that's a little update for this saw. It's going to be pretty neat. So we got to do it one more time. We got to do it. We got to do it. So Brian, this one's for you. Thanks a lot. We'll be talking.